Oops, wrong way. Yeah, sorry about that. I totally screwed the pooch on that one. Hi Patreon, it's Sascha. I know I've been around not so much lately, but I can explain. I really can't. I've actually been busy. I've got the cigar stuff updated for the most part, and I've got other stuff writing-wise going on. For those of you who've been keeping up with me on Facebook, you're seeing that I'm actually able to, that's going to drive me nuts, actually able to finish the novel I'm working on in time. I'm 19,000 words in apparently. I didn't realize that until I pulled it up last night to verify. And one of the really cool things about how it's being done this time around is as I get a chapter completed, I'm sharing it with one of my beta readers. And the initial intention behind that was to just simply let her see where I was going with the story. And after the first full chapter was completed, she just went ahead and ripped it apart and said, here, check this. This is what I saw wrong with it. I said, I didn't ask this time, but okay. This actually seems to be much faster for both of us because it requires less time out of her pocket because she's only editing like 2,000 to 5,000 words at a sitting as opposed to 150,000 words or whatever. And I can actually write the novel with a little more consistency and get this draft done a lot better off than say if I wrote the thing straight on through. Now because this is going to Patreon and YouTube will see it, but Patreon's where I'm going to get the actual views from this. I'm going to tell you guys that one of the things that I'm trying hard not to do this year, because it's already at the end of the year, as far as I'm concerned, it's about damn time to shut down and just kind of kick off and do nothing work related as far as like writing is concerned for me. But I have no ability to do that because I've got to get this novel finished. So I'm actually spacing out my writing time, and I'm noticing that the more that I actually space it out, not every day where I write or every day I skip or whatever, but if you guys, I'll show you guys real quick. You guys can see, well, it's in view there, but you guys can see the stock chart, or at least the software I'm using to do paper trading on the Russell, and actually what that should have shown was me shorting Amazon next month and then the month afterwards. You guys remember I went to the stock conference stock seminar with my youngest girlfriend a month and a half ago, and we learned how to do this sort of stuff a little bit better. Well, she bought the class, so she's going to get a lot of information, and while she's paying for the class, I'm actually all over the internet looking at free information on how to do the certain things I want to do. But I want to spend more time getting this down because it might be a better stream of income for me while I continue to build Patreon, while I continue to build my backlist, while I continue to write, etc., etc. Plus, I might be able to turn this into a career of sorts, more or less a hobby, if I can find some people that are interested in investing and actually making a decent return well above the market and crushing it. Because I'll tell you guys about that later on. But right now, the fact of the matter is, if I spend a day looking at stock charts and I spend the afternoon reading company annual reports, when I get down to the wire at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, my mind is really not interested in writing. I know that's my current excuse right now, but I've only done this for a few days where I've been going back and forth between the novel itself and the stock charts and those sorts of things because I want to get heavily invested into the stocks and I want to get a really fine book out. So I've been taking the time to get this book out. And I think the uniqueness of the story is going to be something you're going to like. And I think that the audience in general is going to like it. And I think that the people who I Love Vampire Novels pitches it to in the box set are going to make it take off. And then when I get the rights back, we're going to shoot for a bigger publisher. I had initially decided to give it to City Lights. I know they'll take it because they believe in my work, but I need I need a bigger game here, and that's really kind of key to everything right now. So there's going to be some things in motion that I'm starting right now to kick off a really powerful and productive year for next year. I told my therapist, my physical therapist, a few days ago that I'm either running at 0 or 110%. There is no in between. There is no slow day. There is no fast day. It's either full throttle or nothing at all. And I don't want 2018 to go that way. I have a lot of changes that are going to come through in the next couple of months, which we'll talk about here only, that you guys are going to be happy about, I think. And I want them to go off as smooth as possible, despite the fact that the universe might have other plans. I want everything in my world to kind of start coalescing towards what I'm really looking towards, which is honestly success and fame as an author. I don't need my letters. Don't get me wrong, I've got enough street credit for a lot of people. And it'd be great to get them, but it's not my big need. I need a fucking cash infusion. So I'm not going to bed and freaking out, which is why I love having you guys support me this way. On that note, I'm going to do a series of videos this week as well, where I am trying to entice others to contribute to my Patreon account because I could really use it. This month is going to be a little tougher than most, primarily because of the fact that I'm waiting on that client to pay me again. And when the money comes through, I'm good. But I need to not be going this up and down cycle with this bullshit anymore. So Patreon is the easiest, quickest way. So if you guys know anybody who wants to support an author and can throw down even $1, I'm going to be pitching this all week on Facebook and Twitter and maybe even LinkedIn. I just got back on LinkedIn to see what's up there. So there's that. I guess that's all I'm going to do for now. Stalker's been updated and those posts are ready to go on Patreon for you guys only, for those who are interested in the sci-fi travesty that was the original version. The blog post coming up this week is a direct poaching from Tim Ferriss, and you'll see what that is when the blog post goes live. But I think it'll give you some interesting insight into who I am and some of the things I've been going through. I know I'm talking about the same shit over and over again, but part of that to me really feels like the more that I reinforce that to you guys, the more it sticks in my own head. You guys can see the board behind me. That's my new vision board. Finally got that hung up thanks to one of my Patreon's supporters and her use of a drill. And I intend to codify that more with images of Lakshmi and Ganesha for prosperity and abundance, as well as, you guys can't see it from here, but the Avo, Synchro, Ritmo, you know what, I'll just bring it to you guys. Where is it? There it is. But you see the saying up there about color and primal rhythm, etc., etc.? Well, anyway, reason it's up there has to do not so much with my passion of smoking cigars, though that's part of it, and those are excellent favorites of mine, but more or less to remind myself that I'm trying to live a life of extraordinary design, and settling for mundane is not something I can do. I failed every time I try, and the lesson I learned at that point is fuck the mundane. So the reminders up there will change, the board will expand, I may pick up a second bulletin board and hang it underneath or somewhere else, I don't know yet, but the constant reminders are a blessing in disguise, and you guys can see the arrow that I've talked so much about from Millionaire Mind Intensive up there too. Funny story, the bottom half of that arrow is the wrong half. I don't know what happened, I picked up or switched it out with somebody else from 2 years ago. If they come back and I decide to do it again, even though the weekend was brutal on my sleep schedule and getting there and back was hell, it was well worth it, and a reminder couldn't hurt either, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to sign off. I want to go make some lunch. Yes, it's late, but I haven't done a video for you guys in a minute, and I'm hoping to come back to doing this regularly. I'm probably going to start stacking them together. I also have the recorder for podcasting. I was playing with that recently. What else do I have? Facebook Live will come back. just got to get this stuff settled in and figured out time-wise and make the best use of my time to give you guys the best return on your time of watching and enjoying my work, my content, everything I do. Okay, until then, thank you once again for your support. If you catch this and I posted it on Facebook and you want to donate to the cause, the like button and subscribe button are down below on YouTube. Link to my Patreon on YouTube as well. And if you're already watching this in the Patreon, please spread the word, tell your friends. Even $1 is a difference to me right now. So thank you once again. I can't tell you how grateful I am. Until next time, I've got salmon and pasta I'm gonna go do. Cheers.